Hello, my dearies. We're going to do a candlelight tale about a really troubled village. Just a moment, let me have some wine. Port. Good stuff. Alright, tonight's tale is about a very conservative and religious village. And the villagers, they were getting ready for Halloween. Children were all in their costumes. And the community's religious leader looked around at all the little demons and devils and witches and fairies and wondered, why are we having pagan celebrations? This is all wrong. We shouldn't be doing this. This is against everything that we're teaching. And he decided that they would stop Halloween. He was going to be sure Halloween never happened again. And November 1st, he called a community meeting, and all the community leaders came together and they discussed it, and they were in agreement. And so Halloween was no longer a holiday. And the whole year went by and everything was fine. And then when Halloween was about to arrive, children sulked. They knew that they weren't going to be able to go out and get the candy and all the rewards and all the treats and all the wonderful stuff. So they were really very sad, but they had no choice. There were no decorations, there were no candied apples, there was no dishes of candy, there were no costumes, there were no carving of pumpkins. And the villagers got ready to go to bed, and on Halloween night, on the mayor's door, there was a knock. And he swung it open, ready to reprimand somebody for celebrating Halloween. It ended up being his dead father. He'd been dead for about 6 months, standing there on the stoop, gray-skinned, all of it kind of fleshy, oozing, melting, decaying, smelling. And his father opened his mouth and he said, "Where's my reward?" The man slammed the door, locked it, double locked it, took his family, and they cowered inside the den. They could hear him walking around outside, banging on the windows and yelling. At the same time, across the village, every house was being accosted by their dead relatives in all different states of decay, demanding their rewards. The religious leader got them together on November 1st, and they discussed what had occurred on that All Hallows Eve. And it was the religious leader's interpretation that this was a sign that the devil was trying to fight them in their stand against Halloween, and that they had to stay strong. And so the villagers went on through the year. They didn't think about Halloween, and October came and they did their harvesting, and they didn't really think about the fact that this holiday was going to be coming. Kids still remembered. Kids were thinking about it. Kind of sulking. Couldn't watch horror movies, couldn't carve pumpkins, no apple bobbing, no festivals. And Halloween night came again, and this time the dead came and knocked on the doors again, demanding their rewards. And the villagers cowered within their houses. This went on for years, years and years. Every year they prepared for this onslaught from the devil. Then one year, new tenants came and moved into the village and rented a house and decorated for Halloween. Had a dish of candy ready at the door. Their child wore his costume to school. They were prepared for the holiday. That night, the villagers all had visits from the dead once again, cowering in their houses in the dark, doors locked, windows sealed, except for the new tenant, who never had a knock on her door. And so on November 1st, the villagers got back together again and they talked. And the tenant came to the new meeting as a new member of the community and admitted to them that they had no visitors. No dead people knocked on their door. And the religious leader stood up and said, "The reason is you have no relatives here." And the woman said, no, actually, I was born here and moved away when I was young. My grandmother, grandfather, my father, they're all buried in the cemetery up on the hill. And so they all had a discussion. And they realized that perhaps what was happening was that the dead were asking for their rewards through their bloodline, their children and great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren, to get them a reward on All Hallows Eve. And so, in memory of the dead, they allowed the children to once again enjoy Halloween. Smart village.